A 911 call by a man police now say is the man they ended up shooting.
What's going on, y'all? So this dude actually calls the cops and end up getting shot by the cops.
This all happened in this building on the first floor, inside the front door at the end of the hall. Also on that hall, a doorbell camera that recorded everything. Those are the gunshots from a police service weapon that injured a 32-year-old man minutes after that man had called police to report a crime. The situation remains under police investigation, but the department says video from officers' body cameras and building surveillance show that the shooting was justified. Here's what one resident's doorbell camera and other video show. Around 5:45 on Sunday evening, two officers enter the building in response to a 911 call by a man police now say is the man they ended up shooting. The officers go up to the second floor where the caller lives, but he's not there. Instead, he was here in a side courtyard looking for a man he'd called 911 about to say the man was stealing an air conditioner. The 911 caller was apparently pursuing that man with a knife, according to police. The caller then came into this first floor side entrance around a corner from the two cops who'd just come down from the second floor.
One officer gave the male verbal commands, telling him to wait. The male continued to swiftly approach the officers, still with the knife in his right hand.
Sunday night, police said that this is the knife the man was holding. One of the two bullets the officer shot pierced this metal door.
Yeah, I heard like two gunshots. Boom, boom.
David Bermudez heard it all, then saw it. Bermudez was among a variety of people who said language may have played a factor here, with officers speaking only English to people they encounter.
It's hard to speak to them in English because they don't know English. They know Spanish.
People from the building who talked with us told us they felt overall this was justified. Meanwhile, this man is recovering at Lincoln Hospital, which is only a block and a half away. Reporting from Mott Haven in the Bronx, I'm James Ford, Pix 11 News.
So what I'd really like to know after watching that entire video, first of all, what do you guys think? There's also video from the Ring doorbell cameras, which I love the fact that people have these things because they capture a lot of different things. What's ironic to me is you would think that people would be trying to say it wasn't justified and, you know, just the crazy that usually goes along with these kind of cases. But one of the things that kind of caught my attention was the fact that the young man with the ball cap on said that they don't understand English. They understand Spanish. Okay, so here's my thing. Now, when I was a police officer in Scottsdale, Arizona, we had a large Hispanic Mexican population. So we had to learn basic commands, you know, hands up, manos arriba, or things of that nature. So what's amazing to me is these officers that in the Bronx, they have all different kinds of cultures. And I guarantee you that there is a large Hispanic community. So I'm actually surprised that they don't have some basic understanding of the language. And maybe things just happen so fast they didn't have time to figure out what they were going to say or do, and they were just caught in that thing because here's a guy coming at them with a knife and they're telling him to stop. What I don't understand is why would the guy keep coming? Okay, you live in the Bronx, you know who the police are. So you got two cops pointing guns at you, yet and still you keep coming at them with a knife. Come on now, you're 32 years old, you're not an idiot. So common sense would have, even if I speak Spanish and I don't speak English, and I see cops drawing down like that, I'm dropping a knife. I've seen enough video, I've seen enough stories and social media crap where officers have been in shootings with people with knives and guns. So I know if I'm in my right mind, or maybe he's mentally ill or something, I know that there's a reason why these cops are pointing a gun at me. So I'm going to drop my knife and think, oh my God, they're probably going to shoot me because I have a knife in my hand. No, this guy keeps coming towards them, probably wanting to tell them what happened because he was just a victim of a crime. But at the same time, that was just dumb. I'm sorry. And the officers don't know he's the one that called. All they see is a guy come in a side door with a knife in his hand. Okay, and you know the attack on law enforcement, so I understand it. They should be justified based on the information presented from what we saw in the video, plus the residents who they said were surprisingly overwhelmingly thought it was justified. So this will be interesting to see how it plays out. But one other thing that I thought was kind of interesting, especially for me as a former police officer, was the stress level that goes up when you get involved in a potential deadly encounter. Did you notice how her and her partner came in walking very calm, very routine? And that's the crazy thing about police work that a lot of citizens don't understand. It is 99% mundane routine, and there's always that one time where the stuff hits the fan and everything, your adrenaline goes from 0 to 60 just that fast. And you can see she picks up her radio and she's like screaming in the radio 100 miles an hour. I guarantee you the officers probably couldn't even understand what she was saying when she's screaming in the radio. I remember we had our trainers that used to always tell us to try to remain calm in those situations, because if you're trying to get information out and you're, how can anybody understand what you're saying? They know you're in distress. They might be able to identify where you are because of technology. They can say, hey, okay, I know that those officers are such and such, so we're going to start responding that way, but you still don't know what the heck's going on. So I don't really know what to think about it. Again, I hope it was justified based on the information that I can see in the video. I think it was. And I'm sure I'll have a bunch of haters on here that hate cops because I have them on all my videos. And it's all good. I get it. Everybody's entitled to their opinion, no matter how stupid it is. Just kidding. Anyway, make sure you give this video a like. Also, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And as always, I love you guys, and I will check you on the next one. Later.